to episode 61 of the Concealed Taco Dudes podcast.
Yay! Taco Dudes Light.
Taco Dudes Light. We're missing Jason, but today we have...
I wouldn't say missing. He's
not here. He's absent.
We've pared it down to the lean, well, except for me, the muscle of the podcast, let's say.
The essential workers.
That's right. Welcome to episode 61.
Yeah, we have... Today we have me, Taco.
Me, Stan.
And me, Mark.
All right.
Me, Mark.
Me, Mark.
I'm me, Mark. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so let's hit some sponsors.
The Teletubbies, wasn't it?
I don't know. I never saw Teletubbies.
That was one of those like brain-killing shows, the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never let your kids watch that.
I think that's what has grown up to be the millennials.
Yeah,
That's
the
it, right?
millennials, the current people.
Teletubbies.
Yeah, they watch Teletubbies, the generation that eats Tide Pods and.
We should
Play-Doh.
ask Stan a question right now. He just had stuffed his face with Nutter Butters.
But I'm like a squirrel. You can't even tell.
Right.
I could put two and you wouldn't know it.
All right, let's hit some sponsors real quick. Stan. And we did decide this ahead of time.
It's okay. Wash it
Come
down
on,
with
squirrel.
Mountain Dew.
Speak. Speak.
Squirrel. Today's episode is brought to you by Tackware, tackware.com. Titanium tools, flashlights, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, EDC gear.
Is my
No, it's
apron
gone.
here? It's gone.
Yeah, it got shipped off to the.
And
Along with your DNA.
my DNA, so they know where to find me.
Yeah, well, I think they were going to clone you.
Oh, good. Then I could take it. Hey, when you get done with it, let me know. I could take the rest of my life off and retire.
Yeah.
Put my clone up.
You just got to get that memory transfer.
Not much memory transfer, but I could have used that. We'd had some T-bones this weekend this thick. I needed a tactical apron. Didn't have it. Got the grease all over me. Anyway, tackware.com.
Coupon code TACO10
Taco
will save you
10.
10%.
Also brought to you by mag holders.
Mark, what you got?
I'm remaining dead silent. I want to see what
He wants to hear what I have to say about it. Well, if you don't have a spare mag on you, shame on you, because you can have a horizontal mag that disappears and you don't even feel it, you forget it's there. That is if you have the required minimum amount of belly reserves. then your mags will disappear. You got to have the extra mag. Mark has the new stuff coming out that's modular
Yes.
for the SIG and the Glock.
Okay, I
and
can't help it. Can I say something?
You'll have to talk about that because I'm
Real quick, though.
I'm the old school Glock guy.
Real quick. Today I was at the mold shop for a few minutes, and we were looking at the
That's funny that you say the mold shop. When I tell my wife the mold shop, it means NOE.
Yeah, exactly.
And when I think of mold shop, I think of elves. What did the elves say? Let us out of here! No, shut up! More mag holders.
Okay, anyway. So the mold shop, we are about ready to introduce the version 2 or almost 3 of the Smith & Wesson M&P Shield. Same thing with the Glocks too. So it's modular and reversible. Part of the reason is it's working better than the previous version, although the previous version was working well.
Yeah.
But it also allows my wife, who has got her own listener feedback from the podcast now.
Wow.
But it allows her to kind of handle everything. Comes out of the mold. There's not a lot of tweaking and tuning and post-processing. So it goes straight from the mold into the package and off to the customer with a lot less time involved. So you guys are getting your products more quickly.
This sounds like you've studied the Toyota method of manufacturing. Is that what
That's exactly
is that what we've
it.
done?
It's
We've
pretty much.
optimized efficiencies and
Yep.
empowered employees to take their own initiative.
To be more and more lazy.
It sounds like that.
Yeah.
It sounds
All right,
awesome.
I'm going to throw my 2 cents in here really fast. So I would say the number one reason to carry an extra mag, which is what mag holders are for the new listeners. Mag holders are horizontal mag carriers. So the number one reason, in my opinion, to carry a spare mag, even if you carry, say, like a CZ SPO1 or 75 SPO1, where you have like 18 plus rounds already, is not capacity, but in case of magazine failure. And I think that would be the number one reason to carry an extra mag.
Mass always, I'm not sure who started it, coined the phrase, but 1 is none, 2 is 1. You got to count on stuff going wrong.
Yeah. So
So you're right, and even with the small Glocks and SIGs and stuff, I mean yeah, it's not so much the capacity; it's just in case that mag goes wrong. Yeah,
Yep.
I agree.
And just a quick recap: Springfield Hellcats, SIG 365, SIG 320. They all take the exact same mag holder, and they're all shipping today.
Wow, awesome.
That's it.
all right.
Also, yeah, Jason makes holsters.
Yes.
Yes. He makes good ones. And if you need something that you don't see on his website, give him a call anyways. He makes a ton of custom stuff.
He does.
And chances are Taco has whatever
Yeah,
Jason doesn't.
exactly.
Taco will let him make a mold of his gun.
Yeah, he's already borrowed my 500 mag
A couple of times.
several
several.
times. So,
Concealment Solutions, though.
Yeah.
Great holsters. Great holsters. For anything and everything.
Check them out on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. Does he still do the 30-day
I think
warranty?
so. Yeah,
He still
30-day guarantee that if you don't like it, full
send it
refund.
back and he'll
Yeah.
fix it or replace it or.
Yeah, something.
And if you want to flash mob him, his phone number is.
But use coupon code CTD Radio, or maybe he'll use this coupon code, but it's Jason is not here.
He's a flake.
Yeah,
Jason is flaky.
Jason the Flake. See if that works.
Actually, he's out with his high school fat tire team.
The mountain biking team.
Yeah, they're working on
Trails.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's being an upstanding member of the community.
You know, he sounds like he has a fulfilling life. I wonder what that's like.
I don't know.
Volunteer more. and
I
find out.
should try that. I should try that.
Okay. There is no listener feedback because a lot of it was, mixed in with the guesses and stuff for the
Gotcha.
giveaways.
For all the giveaways,
Yes.
which, by the way, are done for a while.
Except we have one more giveaway, and this is not on the podcast, but it's on my YouTube channel. And I'll be giving away some pretty dang awesome prizes. I'll be focusing on optics. So I will have a red dot, one of the HoloSuns, as a prize, and
Holy
a couple
cow.
of different scopes. So it's worth entering.
So the HoloSuns look like some other stuff. Do they make a bunch of things OEM for other manufacturers?
I'm not sure who makes it, but they're all probably made in the same shop in China.
They
SIG, HoloSun, whatever.
It seems like they all came out with the same software package with the move awake, automatic turn off, the high duration battery life and everything like that.
But yeah.
It seems like I think maybe one of the other manufacturers, their patent must have gone terminal or whatever, finished up, and so other people were able to use that technology.
So anyways, if you want to enter into this, you will need to visit my YouTube channel, Full.Lead.Taco, and watch the video. I think it's going to be entitled 7-Cent Taco Challenge Giveaway.
cool.
So it'll involve shooting some pennies or attempting to shoot pennies.
So I know that this is a cool challenge and stuff, but you know what really bugs me about those instant on red dots is when you you can't pick it up fast enough to see if it's off and then on.
Oh.
And then it's always leaned up in your gun safe, so you can't stick your head in there far enough to see down the front. I don't know for sure whether or not it is on.
So what you do is you point it down, so then it goes off, and when it's not looking, then you look through and then pick it up, and it comes right on. I've done that. I know I'm
Like when I was a kid trying to figure out. Remember the cartoons back in
I
the
know.
40s? How does the refrigerator light come on?
exactly.
How do you know it's really off?
All right. So we have our last giveaway here, at least for a while, on the podcast. And the giveaway trivia question was, how many net new guns did I say I would buy? Or it was like my maximum for my New Year's resolution. And the answer to that question is 5.
5 net new guns.
5 net new guns.
How are you doing as of
5.
today?
I think I'm at 3.
Wow.
I have a spreadsheet. I track it. Because I kept forgetting, and I wanted to keep track.
Sure.
Next episode, we'll go through the history of something.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know what the velocity, how many
The
guns.
exchanges.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like 150
Yeah.
guns, net 5? Or,
Well, not that much, but it's
in the tens, I'll bet you
interesting
anything.
yeah.
that some of the guns that have been sitting in my safe have really gone up in value during these crazy times, like that Shockwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that that little shotgun, like
Yeah. How much?
I
A lot, or?
made like 125
Wow.
or something off of that, but then I had this little. It was from Kalashnikov USA, and I sold that, and man, I think I made like $500-$600 on that.
That's reminiscent of how Carl messed over that guy back in the last thing with his PS90, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he wants one too. I
And
hear about it all the time.
it's-
PS90, PS90. Oh, I wish I had a PS90.
yeah. Carl does whine about that, but he should have bought it when they dropped in price, and they were about.
But didn't he make like $1,000 on
I
that
think he
thing?
made
More.
$1,500 on it.
Wow.
In
yeah.
one day. So he probably could have got another 500 had he, held out and
That's
let somebody
ridiculous.
Yeah.
finagle with him a little bit.
It's kind of immoral.
Well, it's supply and demand.
It
like
is. SKSs. I've got 2 SKSs, and I'll never sell them just because they're great. But I mean,
you'll sell one, maybe.
no,
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think. Well,
You
my
need one
father-in-law
and one
has
for a spare part.
I gave one. to
You
my
don't need
father-in-law.
spare parts; they last forever.
Yeah.
SKSs, man, they last forever.
Well,
It's kind of like children. You need to have 2 of them.
At least, yeah.
One for spare
But
part.
no, I mean, you can get them for $350 now, which really isn't a lot.
Yeah.
But considering, I got them for $89 back in the day, I should have bought cases of them. I like it. It's for some reason it's the Chinese M1 is what it is, kind of. But anyway,
Kind of.
yeah. But moving along.
Yes.
So
Okay.
5. Who wins
So
the big prize?
we have the random number generator to
You had-
randomly
we
pick
have-
our winner.
And we have, as a winner, William Buckner.
William
Buckner.
Buckner.
Bill Buckner. So thank you, William.
We'll send you an email.
With something. Vanna, what did our listener win?
I thought it was a chronograph.
The chronograph, yeah.
Did Jason take the chronograph?
He may have.
I wonder if he took it home for himself. That sounds like him.
That's sleazy, Jason. Okay. All right, let's move on to what we did with guns in the last week and a couple days, because it's been a little longer than a week. Stan, did you do anything?
I did. Hell is freezing over right now as we speak. We made it kind of a family day Saturday. My wife, my daughter's boyfriend. The only person out there was my son-in-law because he had to work. But we went and did the whole 9 yards, and we did pistol. Well, we didn't get to shotgun, but we did pistol. We all shot 9s. My son-in-law bought a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 for his wife to be her bump in the night gun. Got a
The full size or
full size.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Cool.
Full size and he's got a light on it. The Valkyrie, the Olight Valkyrie. Love those. They're good price, really good light. And so she was going through. I had to go through the manual arms with that. It was a little sticky, but we we worked it out.
Is the trigger a little bit better?
Yeah,
Okay, because the Gen 1 Smith & Wesson M&Ps were kind of
it's a good trigger.
bad.
Reminds me a lot of the SIG, the 365.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the other one? Gosh dang it. The H&K. Is it the VP?
The
VP9?
Really good trigger. And I'm a Glock guy, and I'll stay with my Glocks. But it's a nice trigger. Anyway, and then we shot the 308s, got the 308s out. But the big popular one, again, well, it was the 6.5 Grendel and the 92. Everybody likes the cowboy
Oh,
gun.
everyone likes it.
Everybody
Cowboy
had to
guns
shoot
are
that.
best.
My wife brought hers.
Wait, so
She has one, I have one.
and yours
My
is...
father-in-law has one. Everybody that I know that has ever seen one.
And what's the
I have
status?
one.
What's the status of your 92?
Mine, I bit the bullet after let's just say something happened to the barrel. No, I'm sure it was some kind of a squib. Whether it was
you got a
from-
bulge in your barrel, right?
Yeah, it had a bulge in the barrel. It was a 20-inch barrel, and gosh, it's you can't get barrel from Taurus /
Rossi.
who for anything. And so Gene has said I can look somewhere and get a blank and do all the work on it. And I thought, we'll just chop it. So he'll go in and look and find out where it's still a good barrel and chop it down. So I might have the only 18-inch Rossi Model 92.
Is the magazine underneath?
Yeah.
Short enough?
No,
that-
it'll have to be trimmed, and
Okay,
the
it's
spring
gonna
will have to be
cut.
trimmed. But it's easy enough to do. You just
Yeah.
trim the whole. Actually, you just trim the back end. Just cut it off with a hacksaw and slide it back. That's
Okay.
how they go together.
You should just trim the stalk off too. That would be
No,
cool.
no, I'm not going to do that.
I think I've seen that in a movie.
I have too, and I don't like those. But Carl had one of those for a while. But anyway, I'm excited. I did get a few raised eyebrows when I kind of took over as I should, being the alpha male, and RO'd the gaggle of people, so no one got shot. But no one got shot, and I'm saying, okay, load and make ready, do the whole thing, because
Right.
there were so many of us and so
Yeah.
many handguns that I saw right at the very beginning. I'm like, okay, no, we gotta safety first.
Yeah.
So
That's good. You need to be willing to assert yourself in safety situations.
Yeah, and my question is, did you get to shoot at all? or
I
very
did
much?
actually. I made sure that I got to shoot.
Okay. Sometimes when you take those
I know.
larger groups and there's several new people, like I hardly shoot anything because I got my eyes constantly scanning, and so it's good that you were able to shoot.
Well, I learned one thing from you, and I think this reinforced it, and that is, don't bring everything because you can't shoot it all. It's better to bring like one or two or three things.
The representative sample.
We have one or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. We brought the ARs because the girls had to kind of go through their AR stuff, learn how to redo the mags. But the 6.5 Grendel was a huge hit.
Oh yeah, that is a fun
Because
gun.
I pulled the 308 out. We were shooting at about 200, 300 yards. I had just one bank of targets up and my spinner that I let Carl use sometimes. And, that was loud and had a bit of a kick. But the 6.5 Grendel is just that much more gentle. They just
very
like
little recoil.
and it's accurate. It's so easy for them to hit a target at 300 yards
Yeah.
with that. And they're like, this is cool. And
300 yards, if you're looking at 300 yards in an open sight, it's a way the heck down
Yeah.
there.
And so they're, yeah.
Yeah, so it's far enough to be meaningful.
Yeah.
So my daughters were all, hey, I can do this. This is cool. And we got a little bit of wind. And so I said, all right, you see the little lines? Hold your wind and maybe hold up one. And they did on it. And so they understood that. And it's like, yeah, I want to do that some more. So that's, I think we'll actually
What scope
focus
do you
a
have
lot.
on that? And what is the gun for the people who haven't?
Okay,
heard
so I built an AR, 20-inch, so it'd be the same as the Howa 1500 mini action. It's just a cool little gun. The little mini action is really cool.
So is the one you brought the mini action? So the bolt action.
Yeah, bolt action. No, actually, I brought both, and I put a 3-9 on the AR, but I've got the right on 4-16, and that's just perfect for that.
Oh yeah, that's the scope we got for dirt cheap.
Yeah, really good glass. It's got a really wide field of view too, and pretty light. I put the Boyd's At-1 stock on it, and it's great. The At-1 stock was adjustable for smaller, petite females to me and my daughter's boyfriend too, so it fit everybody. Really cool.
Did you threaten the daughter's boyfriend, or was that?
No, this was
part
sort of a show of force.
Yeah, I do that a lot.
Yeah, we had the dueling tree out, and I go, okay, come on, and we ran out, and I didn't have 9. So I put 40 barrels in both of my Glocks, and I said, okay, let's go. Ooh. He had a Glock 17, and he wasn't used to my sights, but father-in-law won.
Cool.
Nice,
Multiple
nice.
times.
Nice.
And because I won, I got to buy dinner for everybody, or lunch for everybody.
Terrific.
That sucks. Dad's, that's my award was winning.
Yep.
But you can hear the excitement in my voice. I haven't been out shooting for so long, and to get the girls out again, they wanted to. This whole pandemic thing, and they were motivated, so it was fun. It was a lot of.
You keep them in the basement long enough, and eventually they'll like to hang out with you again.
That's right. That's right.
So, Mark, what'd you do?
I did nothing. I carried the gun around a few places and went and visited the mold shop, and that's pretty much it. So I did nothing.
What about your last time we were recording? You had Ava in the hallway.
Oh, yeah.
How did that hunting go?
That went well. Ava, we started off slow. We've had a lot of fires and some drought, and now we're worried about rabbit hemorrhagic disease. It's like rabbit Ebola. But all things considered, the rabbit numbers are down a little bit from last year because of the drought, but I haven't seen any mass die-offs yet.
Yeah.
And we've been to probably a dozen different places. But there are rabbits out there, and
Cool.
she's caught 4 of them so far.
Nice.
That's it.
Nice. All right. So me, I guess, let's see. I went camping over the last, well, not camping. we went out to, my parents bought some property out in Fruitland area.
Oh, cool.
And so we went to go kind of explore it, hike it, see the
I know
property lines
Fruitland.
and stuff. And this property it was previously sold, and the night that it sold, that's when there was a fire that just burnt through like all of it,
Wow.
burnt all the trees and everything. And so the buyer backed out last minute. And anyways, the property was listed pretty cheap because of the fire damage. And so I was looking for some land, cheap land to go shooting, camping, hiking, that kind of stuff. And my parents ended up buying this one. So we went out there, and the trees are burnt, but because of the trees being burnt, then now there's a lot of the grasses that are growing. Previously, the grasses couldn't grow because of the trees taking the sunlight and stuff. But I took some guns out there, and I didn't end up shooting them, but I did shoot my Hotson Blitz. That's that full auto 30 cal air gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so if you want to see what 16 shots looks like, out of a full auto air gun, then you can look at my Instagram, and I have a short little video there. Just it's crazy how fast the full auto goes. And it's fun.
Oh, well, I bet there's not much of. I mean, the cyclic rate has to be real fast.
It is fast. It's awesome.
It just doesn't have to move, but maybe that far.
Yeah, my dad shot it, and my son Noah, he shot it, and even my youngest, one of the twins, she shot it, and she's only 10, so
Cool.
I had to hold the front end of it up,
bet. Mhm.
but she had a big smile after she shot it.
That's cool.
So I got a question real quick for you both. My dad always taught me you always have a rifle and always have a pistol everywhere you go. What is your truck gun when you normally go somewhere? When you go rabbit hunting, you do take something with you, don't you?
Yeah, it's
Just in case.
my Model 92 at 357.
There you go. Awesome.
Yep, that's the truck gun.
And so you carry that out there with you in the field, or
Well,
when you
I
walk
have it
around
in the
with
car.
Ava? Oh, okay.
Yeah. We don't have it while the bird's on.
I don't think you
on the
can
fist.
carry a gun in some of the areas that you can hunt with a hawk.
That's true.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
right?
true, too.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be tough to explain that you were letting the hawk do all the hunting if
Oh.
you're carrying a gun.
Yep.
But
Okay.
But I really like the lever gun too for the same reason that you mentioned.
Yeah, it's
you
just
know, one of the guns I've been carrying a lot, like when I just go out, is that it's not even a rifle. It's kind of similar, but it's that AR 9mm.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so small and compact and takes Glock mags. And a lot of times I have the Glock with me, the Glock 19.
yeah.
And but the one gun that seems like it's gone with me everywhere is the 357 Scandium frame that you guys shot the other,
That
while
didn't
back.
hurt my hands.
It didn't hurt your hands. Ow!
That was Carl.
Now, did you see
It
the
wasn't.
video? I have video proof.
No.
Oh, you should watch it.
I think I was doing it sarcastically.
Maybe.
So it basically a J-frame Scandium.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pocketable. It's cargo shorts, no
it's
problem.
it goes in the pocket holster, and
I will admit it's poppy.
yeah.
It pops when it goes off. Doesn't hurt your hands, but
Yeah, and so I also made a video. I released it. It's the 120 grain 9mm loads.
Mhm.
The cast bullet loads with the NOE
Gotcha.
bullet mold,
Uh-huh.
and that one's fun.
Yeah.
We shot a lot of 9mm carbines and got to shoot my buddy Evan's FN
High power.
high power. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so we shot the high power, and man, that gun shoots great.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, I shot it really well, and I told Evan, I said, hey, how much you want for this?
Evan has become your supplier.
But
So-
he's not selling that one.
Yeah, the FN version of those is amazing. I mean, John Browning considered that his magnum opus. It's
Yeah,
it's just a
smooth,
beautiful gun. Yeah.
accurate shooter. So,
Good.
anyways, you can check out that video on my channel too.
Okay.
But I also loaded up some 147 subsonic 9mm ammo.
Cool.
And I went to Sportsman's, and I got lucky, and I got 2,000 primers, small pistol. Yeah,
It's 1,000 of them.
yeah. And Mark, he lucked out, and I let him take 1,000, and he got them for $27.
$27.
So federal small pistol.
Have you ever had the Cellar and Beloit?
I have used a lot of the S&B primers.
Had any problem with them?
I've shot thousands and thousands of those. For a while. They worked flawless for me, and then I had a couple of them with light strikes, or they just didn't go off, and
So are the primer cups, are they harder than they used to be?
I don't know. And some of them just I kept restriking and it wouldn't fire. So I did have a couple bad ones. So I got them so cheap. They're like $20 for 1,000 back in the day.
I cleaned out sport. That's why I don't need a pistol, because I cleaned out Sportsman.
Do you like them? Have you had any issues?
I made the mistake of loading some 5.56 with them, and where the pin hit him, it blew the strike hole back into the action. And I started getting kind of a gritty
That's why there's a difference between rifle and pistol primers.
And if you're not careful, you can.
Oh,
It's the extra
wanna-
40,000.
Yeah, you want to
PSI.
know something that's kind of interesting?
That's true. Extra 40,000.
Is I bought what was supposed to be large rifle primers, packed the S&B,
Yeah.
and I bought them by the case.
Yeah.
And on the outside, they said large rifle. On the inside, they were large pistol.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow.
So I have a ton of the S&B
Large pistol.
Which one is
Which
labeled correctly? Do you
It
know
is-
if it's a large rifle or a large
It is
pistol?
large pistol because I had loaded up some rifle rounds and it pierced the.
Like I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did it really?
Yeah.
It blew right through the
Yeah,
point
just-
where the primer hit it.
And you got to be careful because if you do that too many times, the fire coming back through will etch your bolt face and your firing pin. So you got to be careful about
That's
that.
micro stamping.
That is micro stamping. So
Cutting
anyway,
edge technology.
Yeah.
They're ahead of their time.
Exactly.
yeah, that's what I did with guns this week, and be sure to check out my channel for the 7-cent taco challenge this week. It's going to come out for sure this week.
Or don't, because
Stan.
I want to win it.
Yeah, no, there's some good stuff, man.
I know, dang it.
So
Can I borrow your 30 cal automatic
yeah, do you want
to do your challenge?
it? You only get 7 shots.
Eh.
Mark stacks them all in a row.
So, what's the winning criteria? What do you get?
It's going to be a random drawing.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter if you.
Oh, so you can be that idiot.
You can be the idiot, but you're
Okay.
going to look like an idiot on the video.
I see. Okay. I'm used to that, so that wouldn't bother me.
Okay, well, let's hit some sponsors real quick. NOEBulletMolds.com. They make some awesome bullet molds and some really cool bullet designs.
They also have a really nice studio that we get to use every week.
We are very grateful
This
for
is
the
literally
studio.
a separate studio. We joked about it on Gun Dudes, but
Yeah,
this
we
is
should
the
post a
concealed-
picture.
Yeah.
I mean, there's these foam audio panels that are,
yeah.
they help deaden the sound. and
There's
stuff.
a
Next to the
sign.
Christmas tree
There's
on
a
the
sign over the
blankets.
door when you come in.
Yeah,
Concealed Taco
with the
Dudes
logo.
Studios. Yeah, it's
But-
legit.
Also, the customer service here is amazing. Al has done some wonderful things for customers, just talking them through things. If you're new to casting, you can learn 95% of what you need or 90% from Taco's channel, but you learn the last 10 really important percent from just being on the phone with Al. It's amazing.
He has some good information, and he is one of the few guys who will pick up the phone. He actually answers calls, and he'll walk people through phone orders. So
Wow.
yeah, it's. I
doesn't
don't
have a call-
I don't have the patience to do that, but so
He doesn't have the call center in Bangladesh.
Nope,
Got
nope.
rid of that.
So if you call
Probably know
NOE,
that.
you're gonna, and someone answers, it's gonna be Al.
Be out
on the phone.
Nice. Or you.
No, not me.
You don't answer the
I
phone
don't
for
answer
him?
the phone for
Okay.
him. I have a different job. But use coupon code FLT001 and that'll save you, I don't know, 10% or 5% or whatever it is. But yeah, and Utah air guns. We might talk about it a little bit later in our topic, but air guns are a cool, cheap way to get your shooting fix in without a lot of the high cost.
Unless you use
after
fully
the
automatic.
yeah.
After.
Well, even that, but it's cheaper than shooting real ammo.
Sure.
But,
Yeah.
yeah. And Black Ice
Black Ice.
Coatings.
Mhm.
They make some really nice, or do some really nice work on gun coatings.
Mhm.
Yep.
So Cerakote, the hydro dipping, and the Teflon coating.
This is not like a side business or anything. It's a legitimate industrial coating, super professional shop. It just happens to be staffed by super nice people. One of the things that they're doing is we're building some fixtures for the metal clips on the Gen 2 mag holders. We're trying to work it out so we have Black Ice do all of the Teflon coating on all that stuff. So
Awesome.
these guys can handle anything from your individual pistol project or bolt carrier group all the way up to if you need your F-18 landing gear Teflon coated.
I was just going to say, I wonder if I could get my car coated. Then I wouldn't have to
I'm
go
pretty
through
sure
the car
you
wash.
can.
Just blow it off and then go.
Yeah. So
Black Ice Coatings,
Black Ice
check them
Coatings,
out.
they make good stuff.
Yeah, let them know
Do
we
good work.
Yeah, let them know we sent you.
Slickery.
Use coupon code SLICKERY and see if he'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to self-defense in the news.
Yeah, so there's two stories here, one of which the assembled crowd here doesn't know about yet, but I needed to illustrate what happens when you don't use self-defense. This is from Bangkok, Thailand. It's a photocopy of a newspaper. Hippo eats dwarf.
Oh.
A hippopotamus swallowed a circus dwarf in a, quote, freak accident in northern Thailand.
Oh, geez.
So anyway, I just had to say that.
Actually, hippos are more dangerous than crocodiles. They say that hippos are the most dangerous animal on the planet.
And apparently they
towards
can
human.
swallow cargo.
They can swallow.
They're more dangerous than crocs and alligators in Africa. They're aggressive too.
I've seen some videos of like hippos chasing boats.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
and they
nuts.
could probably grab onto them and pull them over too. Some of
So
them are pretty big.
I just couldn't help it. I had to do that in honor of Carl.
Yeah,
So, Carl, watch out for hippos.
That's right.
Okay, a man and a woman have been charged with murder after an armed carjacking victim shot and killed their 18-year-old accomplice. So, man and woman have an accomplice. So there's three
So there's
bad
three
guys.
bad guys.
Three bad guys. This was the victim in the case shot and killed one of the attackers basically at a car wash over the weekend. Police officers found Brandon Whitfield, 18, and it goes into all this. We really like to give addresses and stuff. But anyway,
I know.
Stop
it
by,
is.
say hi.
So anyway, they found the bad guy dying of at least one gunshot wound, and then responded to the scene at the classic car wash. And again, more addresses and stuff. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
Scene.
So dead at the scene,
Bled out.
yeah, it could be bled out, or it could be headshot, or it's a big deal to be dead at the scene from a pistol wound. St. Louis County prosecutors on Tuesday charged Marcus Billingsley, 34, and Radonna Smith, 36. So these two people had somebody half their age. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, according to the news thing, that it was a family member. But they had, three bad guys. Two of them were twice the age of the person that got shot.
Yeah.
They were charged with a slate of felonies, including second-degree murder. Now, this is cool. Prosecutors also charged the pair with first-degree assault, first-degree robbery, vehicle hijacking, and 4 counts of armed criminal action. So this is the first time that county has used a newly enacted vehicle carjacking law. So I'm glad that is kind of a thing now.
Now, the other thing to note is that they got charged with murder because they were in the act of committing a felony.
Yep.
And their accomplice died.
If
Exactly.
anybody dies.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be it the victims or one of your own people, yeah.
yeah.
If you're out involved in a crime
And
that
someone
crime
dies.
someone dies, even if you didn't quote do it, you did it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like that.
It's a good law.
Under Missouri law, if someone dies during the commission of a felony, perpetrators
read
can be
this.
charged with murder even if they didn't actually pull the trigger.
Yeah.
So they approached the victim, man washing his car at the stall in the car wash. They robbed the man, took his cell phone, and then they got out to rob the victim. Billingsley got into the victim's car, and they started to fight, and the victim shot and killed one of the bad guys, so the other two people are screwed
So
forever.
it sounds like the man and woman who got away but then got charged with murder.
Yep.
They got the stuff, it was a robbery, and then it sounds like they probably tried to steal his car too.
Right.
And that, after the first two left, it gave the one guy enough time to pull out his gun and shoot the other guy.
Yep.
But
So don't
I gotta
commit.
be honest, it's not worth stealing a cell phone.
No.
Don't even bother
Crime
with
doesn't pay.
Yeah, don't commit crimes. Don't be in dumb places with dumb people doing dumb things. But then,
my life's motto.
Yeah.
Say that again.
don't be in dumb places
Dumb-
doing dumb,
Dumb
things.
places doing dumb things with dumb people.
And then, but be armed all the time, even when you're washing your car, maybe mowing your lawn. There's been all kinds of this stuff.
Yeah, you
lately.
just never know.
Yep.
So, all right, now let's move on to the topic portion. The topic that we've decided to talk about is what to do in an ammo crunch. Now, some of the people out there, they lived through the Obama years and
Yep.
kind of learned the lessons that were given there and stocked up on ammo, primers, powders, and everything, and so they have enough stuff. There are lots of new gun owners out there who have bought their new guns and they've gone out to buy specifically 5.56 and 9mm, and it's just not there. So what are some things you can do during an ammo crunch to...
I'm one of those old guys, and when Trump first closed us down, I went out and that's when I bought that case of S&B pistol primers. And I go, do you have any more? And he goes, well, that's all I've got right now. Can I have more than one? He goes, yeah, you can have them all. Now you can only have 2 boxes or 3 boxes, or they're rationing stuff now. But I saw that and I
So
jumped
You've
on.
got 80,000 primers at your house.
Well,
No, I won't say that many.
Okay.
I was
I
going to...
have 200 or 300.
Yeah.
1,000.
I was going to say, one of the things, there is a primer shortage across the country right now for specifically small pistol and in some places small rifle.
Right.
And it's because people are actually reloading for 9mm and for 5.56, 223, and I guess, the other cartridges that use the same components.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that is obvious is if you can find components and you can't go buy factory ammo, is to reload your own.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's kind of stage one of the pandemic.
Yeah, so I would say if you can, and there's even a shortage of reloading presses right now. They're like sold out in a lot of places too, online. And so I would say if you can get into reloading, and you can still find bullets like the projectiles, you can still find powder, and just keep your eyes out for primers.
Powder surprised me. I was just at Gunny's. They had powder out the wazoo still.
Yeah, Gunny's is a unique place because they still have a lot of primers and powder.
Yeah, they're a little more money, but they have
a little bit more.
Yeah, and not always, but in fact, I was there just before I came down here, going, "Dang, which powder? Which one do I need?"
Yeah,
and
lots of options there.
Yeah, and I dithered and didn't get anything.
So get into reloading, and then another thing to do to actually saves you more money. It gives you more freedom to, I guess, choose different loads and everything, but that is to get into bullet casting. Casting bullets is actually not as hard as people think, and you can do it.
It's intimidating if you.
It is
haven't done it.
intimidating if you haven't done it before, but it is as simple as using a camp stove, a cast iron pot, and melting some bars of lead in that pot and ladling them into a bullet mold.
Yeah.
You can still cast that way.
Yeah.
Even if you can't find like a casting pot, like a bottom pour pot, which those are like sold out
Sure.
in a lot of places too.
Here's another option. They have a Thesis 1911 45 caliber handgun at Gunny's for $375. Buy a different caliber. Now's a great time to buy another caliber.
Yeah.
Because I went specifically in there looking at calibers and stuff like that. They were out of 9 and 5.56, but they have everything else.
Yeah.
Everything else.
That's what's funny too is I've been telling people now's a good time to buy a 40. Like
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
hates 40 and rags on 40. But see, I've got the Gen 3 40s. It's the Glock Model 22, and I've got a 9mm conversion, and I want to get might be too late to get a 357 SIG conversion. But
That's
it
what you
gives
just
options.
mentioned. You
Yeah.
swapped out everybody's barrels, and now you're shooting another caliber that you do have.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that in some places 40 cal is sold out, but
that right?
at Gunny's, I mean,
He's got
there's a
stacks of it.
huge shelf full of 40 cal.
Well, and if you go back and use the bathroom, you can see his ammo storage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's against the wall.
You can kind of go back and see what they've got before they put it out on the shelves. I kind of make it a point. That's another thing. With the pandemic, there aren't bathrooms. And old guys got to have bathrooms. So Gunny's is always one of my favorite
Because
places.
they have the best
'Cause
bathroom.
they have a bathroom. But when you walk back there to the bathroom, you can see all of
Walls
their,
of like
Yeah, that's
ammo.
true.
They
stuff.
have,
And then you turn left, and it's on the left side.
Yeah.
That one.
yeah.
I don't know.
So you can
Don't
kinda-
ask me why I know that.
You can kind of get a feel for what they're going through. And I've talked to my brother's cousin, Ron, and I think you've talked with Wyatt about it. At least Ron told me this is all there is, and once it gets out, it's going to be more expensive.
Yeah.
We've sort of enjoyed a low price on ammo, but he said don't expect 30-cent 5.56 ever again. It just won't happen.
Yeah.
So you mentioned step one is to go from 9 to 40.
Yeah, or name your cartridge.
Yeah.
They had almost everyone. I didn't see 357 SIG, ironically.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe
they had plenty
they
of
just,
40. It might have been just a small section,
Yeah.
but they had literally had 40 all over the place
Yeah.
as far as handgun goes.
And they did have 45.
yeah, 45.
So I was at
38, 357, and tons of that.
I was at Guns and Gear, I think, up in Idaho Falls recently, and they have the most amazing collection of 10 millimeter that I've ever seen.
Really.
Yeah. So again, that's pretty much all they had left, though.
So buy a 10 millimeter.
Yeah. So odd calibers are a strategy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and here's another one too. I wrote this down. Shotguns.
Shotguns are,
Shotguns are extremely versatile, and there's a ton of shotgun ammo out there still.
but shotguns have been hard to get.
Have they? Oh, I
Yes,
didn't know
like
that.
the regular,
gun.
the guns themselves. Because people have been pushing for self-defense or home defense guns, which are ARs, the shotguns
Well,
and
and all the
handguns.
Biden people have bought up all of the double barrel.
The double barrel shotguns.
Open up the window and shoot one out the.
Yeah.
Buy a shotgun. Buy a shotgun. Yeah.
Come on, man. What are you, a junkie? But yeah, no, I mean, shotguns. There's a channel called Tau Fledermaus.
Yeah. He does crazy stuff
Oh,
with shotguns.
cool
so-
stuff, but they've got some really cool slugs. You can shoot it like a rifle. You can shoot them like your pistol. What was that? The Remington you sold?
No, the Mossberg.
Oh,
Shockwave.
Shockwave, yeah. So they're like pistols. You can do a lot of things with shotguns. I mean,
Yeah.
they're extremely
Well, the worst comes to worst, you're not
versatile.
going to be, it may not be the best idea to try to defend your home with number 9 shot, but it's better than not having any shot.
Yeah.
And there are I've seen piles of trap and skeet stuff.
Yeah.
It's something to get you some trigger time.
It'd work.
Now-
Another thing. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, hindsight is always 20/20, and this is funny because this is year 2020. But for all the people who are experiencing this ammo shortage, don't forget it.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget how sometimes it's hard to find things that you normally see so plentiful. So when stuff is on sale and is plentiful, buy enough, slowly stock up. And, primer-wise, I've got plenty of primers for me for the next year or two or more.
That's
But-
like 200,000 for you.
Yeah.
but so
22 long rifle, another cartridge.
Yeah, let me ask, how is that?
I
doing
saw a lot of
availability?
22
yeah,
long
I saw a
rifle.
lot of 22 ammo also.
I don't know about the guns.
Guns are plentiful too.
They have
Yeah,
see, so we have kind of a disparity of things going
Yeah.
here because
Well-
the 22 disappeared, and I think they ramped back up. That's why they have such a robust supply now.
Well, and
Yeah.
there are 22 conversions. There are 22s that simulate your maybe guns that you might carry. Shooting is a perishable skill because you can't practice with your normal cheap range ammo that you can go buy at Kmart. You still need to practice.
Yeah.
So this is
That
another
was
way to
very
do
apparent this weekend.
it.
Yeah, and even
It's a-
shooting 22, it's still trigger time,
Yeah.
and you still focus on pressing the trigger instead of pulling
Yep.
the trigger, and
There's a lot of
trigger discipline, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of dry fire stuff you can do, simulators, when you don't have ammo.
Dry fire was something that I was going to kind of put near the last resort.
okay.
But dry fire is an amazing thing to do that will improve your skills dramatically.
Yeah.
And you can do that all day long for free.
Yeah, and they have little laser things that you can actually shoot targets, and they'll pop up and the whole 9 yards. But another one I keep going back to is the black powder.
Oh, black powder.
It's a good idea.
I'm gonna get me one of these days. I just haven't done it. But the 1860 is the one I want. I want to get the 1860 cap and ball.
Yeah.
My brother has the 1858. 1860 is the one that I want to do. You can get them in 30, is it 32, 33 caliber and or 44.
Well, you can go to Jason and he'll make you a drop leg holster for 2 of those suckers, and then you're set.
You wouldn't be able to see what you're shooting at, but you could shoot.
Your Navy cap and ball.
They can't see you.
Yeah, I know. Smoke screen. No, smoke bomb. Disappear. My brother has one, so I've shot one before, and it's a lot of fun. It's a little slower to reload and stuff like that, but same with the single-shot rifle. Black powder is a good way to go. Funny thing is, even in New York City, I think, well, don't quote me on that. In most states, you can get a black powder cap and ball pistol delivered to your door through the mail.
It depends on the state.
It depends on the state.
Some states restrict that.
And in some states, if you're a felon, you can still shoot cap and ball.
Yeah.
Even though you can't own quote-unquote firearms, it's not considered a firearm. It's something else.
Yeah. So another option is, we kind of briefly mentioned it, but air guns. The 2 weekends ago, I went on that air gun hunt where we only brought air guns, and we were able to do a lot of shooting, a lot of trigger time with some high-end air guns that kill stuff dead.
Yeah.
If it's good enough for Lewis and Clark, it's good enough for
I know. The only
for us.
question, and I thought about that too, but I'm saying, how do you fill up a scuba tank
So you can
post-apocalypse like we are right now? Pandemic.
you can actually get pumps.
Yeah, hand
Little hand
pumps.
pump.
You can get hand
Can
pumps.
you really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Bump it up to, 3,500 PSI?
I think it is, well, it depends on the gun, but it's around 220 bar to like 250.
This is metric
Depending on-
mark conversion?
Yeah, hang on.
No.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Anyway.
Atmospheres.
But yeah, you can pump them
Yeah,
up. Huh?
you can. It takes a while, but my buddy, he had a pump for his little pistol before he got the big filler tank.
Gotcha.
But a lot of places can fill up the tanks for you. I know, like the Utah Air Guns, you can take your tanks in and they'll fill it up
They'll
for
fill
you.
it up for free.
Not
So-
for free. It's only $10 though,
Okay.
and so it's
And
air's
that-
cheap
That just pays for the wear and tear on the machinery.
probably.
Yeah.
And
we still have
if
a
you
little
know
bit of air.
if you know some good fire departments or whatever, they can sometimes
Well,
fill it
then
up for
I'm
you.
sure that the
Cool.
scuba shops would do it too.
Yeah.
If you lived on the coast or something like
Yeah.
that. So
220 bars, 3,190 PSI.
So
that's
a lot.
It's a lot, but still, that's how you get the velocities that you have. So
Yeah, you have a really tiny cylinder and a really big handle.
that's right. That's probably 3,000
Well, and-
strokes with
right,
the pump, too.
you'd want to use that to pump up the actual
Yeah,
tank on the
the little
gun, not
tank on
not the
scuba
huge
tank.
scuba tank. That would take a
Forever.
long But
Yeah.
apocalyptic scenario, maybe that's
Got nothing
something
better
you
to
could
do. It'd be like, well, I'm going to go churn some butter and fill up my air tank.
But
I'm still thinking because from the day job, we've got all of those tanks that are empty when they have got 3,000 PSI.
3,000 PSI of helium.
Argon.
Argon.
Yeah.
we should
Oh my gosh.
So it'll be very cool when you shoot it. It'll keep your full auto cold while you're shooting it.
Is argon cooler?
Well, yeah, when it
When comes
you
out, it
release
cools
it.
off, yes.
it's like
helium's opposite that. Helium gets hotter when you lower its pressure.
What?
Isn't that weird?
CO2 gets
I'm going to have to
cold
go study
too.
my periodic tables.
And I think xenon too. but
Xenon.
I'm not sure.
My father-in-law worked for Liquid Air over in
Yeah.
Denver.
Uh-huh.
He filled his fly tube with argon
Oh, really?
because it's insensitive to expansion.
Oh, so it doesn't expand as
It's
much.
very stable temperature-wise. So.
I think we're boring him.
It's just a very
Yeah, look at his eyes just went
off-the-topic.
glazed over. Okay, but this is this is the side info you get for free. It's a gun podcast.
It's a value add.
value
Yeah,
added.
but we've thrown in that extra knowledge.
So air guns are a big deal. Could you use an air gun for self-defense?
That's the kind of not.
Not
I
discussed.
guess the air gun community totally avoids talking about that.
Okay.
It's kind of the voodoo, whatever.
Because they don't want they don't want somebody's attention on that issue.
Yes,
whether
they
or not
don't
it's
want
feasible.
any regulations on the air
Same
guns.
thing with the
Black powder.
muzzle device. What do we call it? It's not a.
Oh, silencers.
it's not a
for air
suppressor
guns.
for air gun. It's something else because they don't want to draw
Yeah,
attention
the
to that. Correct.
That
moderators.
makes sense.
Moderators.
Yeah.
That makes
It's
a lot
smart.
of sense. But you can hunt 400-pound hogs
Yeah.
with certain air guns.
So
Oh,
make your own. Draw your own conclusions.
Now
from that.
I wouldn't use like that full auto. Like I mean, I guess I would pump somebody full of lead pellets, but
Hey, you know what? Somebody breaks through your door. You got a Red Ryder BB gun, trying to shoot him in the eyes. You know, at least he'd be going, "Hey, knock it off, knock it off."
yeah.
That's I'm imagining that right now.
Leave me alone.
Anyways, what are other things you can do during an ammo shortage?
Anti-personnel mine.
Claymores.
Yeah.
Do it yourself claymores.
No.
No.
Like those masks that you can get that says front towards enemy.
Yes, exactly. I think we've kind of covered it. That's about it. I don't know. Knife throwing. Do we want to get into
Batting
hatchets?
cages.
Other projectiles? How about slingshots? The old wrist rocket.
Bow and arrow.
There you go. Archery, actually.
So
That is the next step, I think.
after you've watched the entire series of Home Alone, then we can reconvene to discuss. But
Paint buckets.
So what are our listeners doing when they can't find ammo?
Yeah, go ahead and send an email to us, concealedtacodudes@gmail.com, and let us know what you guys do when there's an ammo shortage.
Yeah, I think more than anything, I would share, I think, with my neighbors if they needed some. Take somebody shooting. Yeah, that's kind of the mantra of this show.
Airsoft. We didn't talk about airsoft.
Airsoft.
You can
Airsoft.
you can get every single firearm known to man as an airsoft gun, basically.
I think that's legitimate trigger time. No? You don't have to
I-
recoil,
just-
but
Yeah, I have my raised eyebrows because to me they're just little guns that you shoot at each other and stuff. But there are some legitimate
I
copies or replicas.
You know, if you had
maybe
nothing
that
better
would be some decent trigger time, but I'd rather use a 22. I think.
see, now, as far as training goes, though, I've never done airsoft. Didn't get to go with the guys when they went up to Salt Lake. Did you go?
No, I didn't. But
I didn't get to go, but apparently it's pretty realistic. You know, you can clear rooms and
force
tactically
on force.
learn
Yeah.
force on force. It's better than what me and my brothers did
With BB guns.
with BB
Yeah.
guns, with no goggles. You know,
Yeah,
Same here.
here you'd walk. This is the worst thing. You'd walk into the room, you'd hear the Red Ryder go. You got 3 seconds. Mom! 1. Dad! 2. 3. Ow!
Right in the back.
Yeah. That's Big Brothers for you.
All right. Well,
So take somebody shooting. Don't do anything like you just heard.
Unless, if it's a Red Ryder, it's okay. I field tested it.
Yeah, it's perfectly safe.
so yeah, take someone shooting and
Thanks for listening.
Don't
spare. I
don't
was
put
gonna
your
say-
eye out.
Yeah, don't poke your eye out. I was gonna say, be generous with your ammo with someone who's new who doesn't have it. So
Yeah, especially someone new.
invite them out, and let them shoot some of your ammo. Okay, till next time. Bye. Bye. I'm trying to see if I should actually open this up and drink it. It's the Shasta root beer.
It tastes kind of like
It's so gross, but
battery acid.
I need something to drink.
There's the
and that's
vitamin
all.
water. That's zero sugar vitamin water.
Is that your vitamin water?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna take that instead of the
Yeah, I think you
toxic,
should.
Like
That stuff
Ninja
is so
Turtle
bad.
ooze, whatever it is.
Yeah, I
And I'm
have not tasted something quite that bad that's carbonated.